Hey everyone, today we will explain the Noel Diary, directed by Charles Shire. It is about the story of Jacob as he assists Rachel with tracking down her mother. Let's dive into the plot and enjoy watching. Jacob, or Jake Turner, is a fruitful creator who lives alone with his dog Ava. He has the compassion of his housekeeper for that. Jake gets a call from his mother's legal counselor, who lets him know that he is dealing with his mother's estate after her passing. She died the week before. Jake hadn't addressed his mother in a long while, so he didn't know about this. He returns and sees that his life as a youngster home has turned into a hoarder's heaven. Jake meets his neighbor Ellie, whose cellar he used to mess around in at whatever point his mother had a terrible day. The Turners had lost their older child, Ben, when he was 7 years of age, and that had made their family go to pieces. It seemed as though Jake's mother probably had a great deal of psychological wellness issues. In any case, they are being hidden away from plain view. At any rate, Jake composes Ellie's profile for a dating application she needs to get on. Soon thereafter, he meets Rachel, a lady he had seen was continually outside his home. She lets him know that she is searching for her mother and accepts that she was the Turners' babysitter a long while back. However, Jake doesn't recollect her. He tells her that Ellie may, and they can hang tight for her. Yet fortune leans toward the valiant and Ellie has her date for the evening. In light of a legitimate concern for great habits, Jake and Rachel choose not to upset her and invest their energy with one another, going for supper and afterward helping clear a greater amount of Jake's mother's stuff. The following morning, they meet Ellie and Ian, her sweetheart. The elderly person was very smooth-looking, we should say. Ellie lets Jake and Rachel know that she doesn't recollect Noel well enough, yet Jake's father may. This thought doesn't agree with Jake, who hasn't met his father in more than 30 years. However, Rachel has no such restraint, and she is ready to go alone. In any case, Jake has a shift in perspective, and he chooses to go with Rachel. The journey is working out in a good way. We come to know that Rachel's life partner is very infatuated with her, yet it is clear that she is just with him for the assurance that he brings to her life. Her tale about a cigarette ring isn't excessively astonishing or sweet. It seemed like she was attempting to persuade herself more than she was attempting to recount a story. Thus, they go through the night in a hotel, in various rooms, obviously. Rachel peruses Jake's book and is very intrigued. She expresses that disregarding his composition, where he discusses love, secret, and interest, he appears to avoid everybody as much as possible. It's an additional knowledge into his personality, one that seems okay as the film goes by. Both of them at last arrive at Scott Turner's home. Jake is hesitant to converse with him, however Rachel lets him know that assuming he leaves now, he will do exactly the same thing as his father. Yet, it works, and Jake goes through the day with his father, where they discuss why things happened the manner in which they did. At the point when Rachel goes along with them later, Scott tells her regarding Noel, whose diary they had been perusing on their excursion. She was a 17-year-old young lady who was frightened when she got pregnant outside of a stable family structure. The Turners had upheld her by employing her as their babysitter, and after the passing of Ben, she had truly been there for them. He has kept the wedding card she sent him, so Rachel currently knows where to track down her mother. The two of them set off. And when they stay in a lodging this time, there is only one room available. It is Rachel's birthday, her hair is supernaturally fixed, and both of them yield to the heartfelt climate. The following day, Jake finds that Rachel has left. In a note she keeps in touch with him, she expresses that while this excursion and the time enjoyed with him make a big difference to her, she really wants the conviction in her life that her life partner brings. However, Jake meets Noel, and he informs her concerning the effect she had on their loved ones. He additionally educates her concerning Rachel, and Noel specifies that she might want to associate with her. Would it be a good idea for her? She needed. We don't see the mother and girl meet in the film, however it would be reasonable to accept that they meet later on. As Rachel is sitting with her folks back in her home, totally torn between her recently discovered love for Jake and her requirement for sureness that Alan gives, she observes that Jake is remaining external her entryway, and he announces his affection for her. He advises her that she wants to say that she doesn't adore him for him to leave. She is in tears yet says the words. What's more, Jake is the scent ruler who listens the subsequent time, so he leaves. He shouldn't have appeared. At start with, back at home, he finds the letters his father has thought of him as the years progressed. He is planning to leave for his place when the required cheerful completion occurs. Rachel appears outside his home, suggesting that she will be with him. We realize that this ending should connote that two individuals who found it hard to trust individuals because of the unreasonable hand they have been managed by destiny, have at last tracked down the one for them. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the film.